Welcome into this Primetime Sports exclusive here live at the Tournament of Champions in College Station, Texas. I'm Michael Knight, joined by Ed Cunningham. Coach, first off, thanks for joining us this afternoon, sitting down with us to talk a little bit about your team and coming to the Tournament of Champions this summer. First off, who's your team? Who'd you bring here, and how have you guys done so far?
We're Austin Westlake, and we're in the 7th grade division. And we have 9 kids here playing in the tournament, so you play with 7, so we got 2 backups, so we better not get anybody hurt. And it's been a great tournament, just like always at PrimeTime. Great competition. Our pool was really tough this year. Once we got out of pool, we picked it up a little bit, but we were tied. We had to have a tiebreaker out of pool play because each team in our pool had one win. So we were lucky to even get in the bracket, so we feel real fortunate to be this far along.
Talk a little bit about playing only with 9 players. It's really humid, hot today. It wasn't as hot or humid yesterday, but what's that like? Because, I mean, these kids are getting tired. Some teams had to play back-to-back in this heat. How have you managed that as a coach to make sure you're not overworking these kids?
Well, and we do it intentionally because our philosophy is we want to get reps for kids, and you're right. Once it gets hotter, it's a little tough, but we try to move the kids in and out, get them as much rest as we can. But it's also one of those things you got to balance. You know, right now with our kids being in 7th grade, we don't know if they're an offensive player or defensive player. So these kids are playing both ways, learning both positions. So I think next year we'll probably move up to 14 kids, add a few more, because then you start to kind of specialize. But right now, you know, these young kids, they're still trying to figure out what position they're going to be playing. But it is a lot of water. We got a lot of moms running water out on the field during the breaks, and it's. But so far we've been okay. We played a couple of tournaments with just 7, so we played the entire tournaments with 7.
Wow. Now let's talk about PrimeTime specifically. This tournament has been one of the best-run tournaments in the country for 7-on-7 for the last couple of years. We've been involved for the last couple of years, and I continue to be impressed every time I come down here. What is it about PrimeTime Sports that they're able to put on a tournament like this? Because there's a lot of manpower that goes into putting on something like what we're seeing this weekend.
I think the thing that we've seen, I've been coming to PrimeTime, I guess my oldest son is a junior, and he was coming here when we were in 4th grade. We actually had a 4th grade team we were playing in the 6th grade division, and he's now got offers from Oklahoma State, Boise State, a bunch of schools, but he it's always run really well. The reffing's really good. They a lot of tournaments, I think, try to get, I assume there's cheaper refs. These refs are really good. And it's well organized. They've got a great system in place, but they also are able to get the top teams here. And the state tournament's always fun. Now, it's always hot. It's the hottest days of my life spent in College Station, but it is, you know, the best players like, you know, Andrew Luck playing these, Drew Brees, all these top, you know, the NFL's littered with players that played in this PrimeTime tournament and came up through the PrimeTime system. And D1 players, I mean, you know, our coach, we have a couple of players from Westlake that are, one of our coaches going to Harvard, Max Mangum, and then there's Reed Klubnik. He's going to Yale. They were seniors this year, and they're helping us coach. And they played in this tournament, and it's kind of a tradition at Westlake. So you've got all these older kids coming back to help the younger kids, and it has become kind of a ritual to come to College Station. And, I mean, we're so fortunate to be in the championship game because there's so many good teams. We're so lucky to be here because I thought if we came here and won a couple of games, we'd be okay. But to get to the state championship, and we were saying this here, is when you come to this tournament, the PrimeTime tournament, and you're winning, you're playing the best in the country. Mm-hmm. It's not just Texas. You know, if you can win Texas, you can win anywhere in the country.
Now let me finish this with this. You guys are playing for a championship here in about 30 minutes, an hour or so. What's it going to take for you guys to be lifting up one of these trophies here in about 2 hours?
Well, we're playing a really good South Lake Carroll team, which is another legendary program in Texas. So you've got, I think Westlake's a legendary program. You've got South Lake Carroll. And anytime those guys play, it's going to be tough. And, you know, we're a bunch of little Westlake guys out there running around, and we're scrappy. South Lake Carroll's really big. Well, I saw them play earlier. we've got to not be intimidated, and we've got to go head-to-head with them when we're giving up 10 inches in height and probably 10 inches in vertical along the way. So I don't think anybody that saw us walk on the field is going to be picking us, but we're hoping we can at least keep it close and get a shot at the end.
Well, Coach, thanks for sitting down with me this afternoon. For Coach Cunningham, I'm Michael Knights. This has been another Primetime Sports exclusive live from the Tournament of Champions here in College Station, Texas.